Today we are reviewing the first movie in James Gunn's DCU, Superman. Is it a Mr. Terrific start to the new DCU, or was it hashtag super shit? Let's find out on the Late Night Movie Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 29th episode of the Late Night Movie Podcast, your place for movie reviews, hot takes, and quiz shows. I'm your host, Welchie, and joining me today is our usual co host, Andy, or Mr. Popficus himself, I should say, Andy.
Whoa, you've been away for that long, you forgot what to call me.
I had a
And
bad day.
you just reminded me of a scene from Superman with your pun with that intro. So, yeah, that was quite good, actually. But
And
yeah, please.
we're also joined by our resident horror expert, Stephen.
Yes, hello guys, nice to be back. And yes, it's nice and fresh in my memory. Very good pun. I really rate that. That was a really good one. Nice segue to get back into things. But yeah, it's nice to be back.
Yeah, we had a couple of weeks off. We haven't recorded an episode in nearly 3 weeks, which is
Yeah,
quite
well,
insane. Obviously, we pre-recorded a movie podcast for the Invincible spoiler cast. So in terms of content, it's only been a week off for the movie podcast.
yeah.
But it will be 2 weeks off for the gaming. So yeah,
Mm.
almost 3 weeks. How you both been? Let's start with Andy. How you been?
Yeah, been good. Obviously, a lot has happened in that time. Been to Comic Con, done the Dexter experience in London. So there's been a few things to, talk about, I guess.
The Dexter thing looked really cool. I was very jealous of some of those pictures. Is was
Yeah, it
that
was
was that
very,
for Dexter Resurrection? Is that a
yeah, so
almost like a what you call it, promotional thing?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely a promotional thing because the tickets were free, so you could sign up to get the tickets.
Oh, cool.
So my friend, who's a regular commenter, Rosie or James, sorry, JJ Rose, picked up free tickets for us, and yeah, that was in Shoreditch in London. So we went along. We thought it was going to be like rammed originally, and like loads of people there and stuff because they then released another set of sort of tickets for the same days. So we thought, oh, they're probably going to try and squeeze loads of people in. Got there, it was completely dead outside. There was like 4 people queuing. It was very quiet. It took you in groups of 10 people, and then you're split into teams, 2 teams of 5. And yeah, and then it was very fun. They had obviously actors playing certain roles. So they had someone playing Harry Morgan at the start, and he's talking to you as if you're Dexter. And yeah, and they just took you around props and sort of different scenes. Obviously, you saw the bathtub scene, and you could sort of get wrapped on the table as if you're gonna be killed by
Really?
Dexter and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty
Did you
cool.
did you do that?
Um, no, we ran out of time because we was doing the bathtub bit.
Yeah.
My friend James did manage to get on the table, but then they wanted to move us on. So then we went into like this hotel lobby bit, which is part of the new TV show, Resurrection,
Oh, okay.
and it sort of became a mini escape room type thing where you had to solve like different riddles to get the code to escape and stuff. So yeah, it was a really fun experience, and for it being free, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then they had a little pub at the end, a little bar, um, from sort of themed around sort of the show, and you could get Dexter inspired cocktails and different things like that and merch. And got my Dexter hat on today.
Hey.
So yeah, no, yeah, it was really fun. I would definitely. It's a shame that it's not a regular thing because I
Yeah.
can't recommend for people to go do it. It's like a one-off thing. Otherwise, I would, if you're a Dexter fan, say yeah, definitely get tickets to go to this. But unfortunately, it was just that one weekend. But glad I was one of the people that managed to go.
That sounds really good. I wish I could have gone. Obviously, I think it happened while I was away, so it literally would have been impossible. But
Yeah,
um, that's cool. Stephen, how you been?
Yeah, really good. It's been really busy, so I had a mini breakaway getaway. I will say getaway because I labelled it as a holiday, and that's apparently not the case because it's only for a short period of time, as we spoke about in the group chat. But no, it's really nice getting away with the family. Just Southend's glorious. The weather was absolutely brilliant. It's like 30-degree weather both days.
I heard there was like
And
at least 1 or 2 heat waves while I was away.
yeah,
yeah, it was quite sunny.
so it was lovely weather, and then just like going down to the pier, having some good food, spending the Saturday night in Adventure Island, going on all the rides, and being absolutely knackered after it. But it's just really nice to have that break with the family. And for me and Chloe, Southend's like our happy place. Like we love going down there. And it's just great vibes. It's expensive as it always is, but that was great. And then just outside of that, lots of cinema trips, gaming. We went to a festival, me and a couple of other friends yesterday, which was really fun. Terrible weather for a festival, but when we got there, it was glorious. Like, I was really anxious on this drive, thinking like it's going to be flooded, my car's going to be full of mud and all of that kind of malarkey. Got there, and it was really easy to get to. Nice experience. Wasn't wet, muddy, or anything like that. So it was really, really bizarre considering how bad the weather's been the last couple of days. But yeah, just been chilling along. And as I said, been missing the podcast as well in the intervening time.
It has been weird. I feel like the first couple days of my holiday, I was still like not making content, but I was making clips for TikTok and stuff, and I was planning future episodes, and then so it didn't feel like I was having any time off of it. But now I have actually had like a good week or a week and a bit of actually just not doing anything related to the podcast. So
Yeah.
refreshed, back to do lots of amazing content on the way. Obviously, starting with Superman today. Um, I was meant to ask you both earlier. We're going to do it in the middle of the podcast now. Do you two want to review Bring Her Back today? Because I would love to say I'm going to watch it for next week, but I'm just not. Um, so I feel like if you want to do it today, I'm happy with that. If you want to do like a mini one in what you've been watching.
Yeah, we can do that if you want us to. Obviously, it's not out yet, so we'll give people an idea, I guess.
Well, it's out in the States,
It-
but it's not out in England yet. So
yeah,
um,
yeah.
Yeah,
which
that's fine with me.
most of our viewers are from the UK anyway. Where I was going with that, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, yeah, it's been 3 weeks and we're back. Oh yeah, that's where I was going. Superman today with a little bit of Bring Her Back as well. That would be spoiler free because I want to watch that. And
That's fine.
next week we've got I was gonna say Final Fantasy, Fantastic Four: First Steps, which is the latest movie in the MCU. I believe reviews are going to be out probably when this podcast releases. The reviews will already be out, but we're obviously not able to watch it until Thursday. I'm watching it on Thursday.
Or you'll be the first one watching the film.
I'll just send a few spoilers in the group chat.
Yeah.
It's not as Stephen went that much compared to me and Andy, but and then obviously we will be recording that next Tuesday to release next Thursday. Yeah, and then after that, there's more films coming out. There's that Together film that looks amazing, which I'm now thinking
Yeah.
maybe we do a whole review podcast on that one.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a Scream Unseen next Monday, which is
Oh, could be that.
it's either going to be Together, and if Weapons gets a
That
15,
also looks
it could be
amazing.
that.
That also looks
But
Yeah.
amazing.
as that's not been rated yet, I've got a hunch that's going to be given a certificate 18, and if it does, then I know 100% we are watching Together next Monday. But yeah, I'm so excited for it. I keep seeing that trailer, and not only do I think that it's the best horror trailer I've seen this year, even better than 28 Years Later's trailer. I think that's how good the trailer is. I think we're in for one hell of a ride. So
When
would
I
love
what was the film I went to watch
that.
last then? Oh, 28 Years. I felt I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast last time, but when I sit and watch the trailers beforehand. For example, Superman, I didn't make any like I think normally I go on my phone and add them to the calendar if I think, oh, that looks good. Nothing with
Yeah.
Superman. I mean, Fantastic Four was in there, but I know that's coming out. I didn't need to add that to the calendar.
Oh, you
And
mean in terms
then
of what's out for you in terms
yeah,
of the trailers?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then 28 years later, I feel like every trailer I was like, shit, I need to go watch that and
Yeah.
add
Yeah,
it to the
We said
calendar.
the
There's
same
so
thing.
many good
yeah.
trailers in it.
I
There
think we
was
said
also
like for that month,
Grand.
like there was like 4 or 5 horror films coming out, and they all looked amazing.
Yeah,
Obviously, one of them we just want to watch. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
yeah.
And then Bring Her Back, and the other
Together,
two we just mentioned,
Weapons.
Weapons and Together. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow,
The
horror's in a
Conjuring
good place
Last
right now.
Rites
I
as
didn't
Yeah,
well.
see
That
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 one.
looked really
I didn't see
good.
Conjuring, but I did see the walking one where they're walking the Stephen King
Oh, The
book.
Long Walk with Mark. That's got Luke
Mark Hamill.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of interesting movies coming out, which
there
means
was also
lots of good podcasts.
a trailer today that I saw for the first time. It was a Ryan Gosling film when he goes into space. I hadn't seen
Okay,
that.
Oh, I've seen that loads. Yeah,
that looks
that was
good.
the Hail Mary film.
Yeah, I think it's not out for a while though, right?
No, it hasn't been given a release date. It just said coming soon in the
I
trailer.
think it's next year, and I'm planning
Oh,
on
next year, bloody
reading
hell.
the book before watching it.
Oh, okay.
Because apparently the book is incredible, and I'm not much of a reader.
It's
I love
a
sci-fi when it
comparison.
comes to reading. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I've also just remembered a really funny thing of another trailer that happened in the cinema today. So I saw it's an animated DreamWorks adaptation of The Cat in the Hat. They played that. I don't know if either of you've seen
I
that
haven't seen
trailer.
it, but I've heard about it.
Oh,
No.
it comes out like next February. So I went into the screening with a Sex on the Beach cocktail and a popcorn because I wasn't driving today, so I was really treating myself. And it came on, and I said, like out loud to my mother and my sister, I was like, I really need to see that. But obviously, my voice was quite loud and projected, so I imagine that all the people further must thought, oh, I was a kid, and then turn around and it's like a 26-year-old. Like, it looks great. I loved the live action Cat in the Hat, so I am not ashamed to say that I will be going to watch that on the big screen when that comes out next year.
It's funny because I went to watch Smurfs today, and I'm pretty sure they didn't show a trailer for it, but they showed it at Superman. That's funny.
Yeah, it was it because they kept. Is it the? There's a DreamWorks film which is like a sequel. I can't remember the exact name of
Is
it.
that Bad Guys?
The Bad Guys
Yeah,
2, yeah.
Bad Guys too. So they showed that, and they went straight into the Cat and Hat. And there was a part of me, I double checked the ticket on my phone, thinking we are in the right screening here because they're just showing all of these kids films right now. And then I quickly realised that yeah, we were in the right screening. So
Oh, well, we've got a lot to talk about today, so let's move on to, well, before we move on to topic of the week, let's move on to some housekeeping. As mentioned in the cold open today, we are reviewing Superman, which we're very excited to talk about. But before we do that, let's get into some housekeeping. Of course, this is the Late Night Movie Podcast. We drop new episodes every week, typically on a Tuesday, which is a new change. We used to be a Monday, we're now moving to Tuesdays. Although next week's will be a Thursday, but then we go back to Tuesdays. Just bear with us. Basically, Tuesday or a Thursday. Most of the time it'll be Tuesday, gaming on the Thursday. Every now and then we'll swap them around. If you enjoy the podcast, then please consider following or subscribing on your favorite podcast service, and also leave a rating, as that really helps the podcast a lot. You can follow us on all major socials with the handle at the LNG Pod, and you can join our Discord using the link in the podcast description if you want to chat movies, TV shows, and video games. If you're listening on Spotify, you can also leave comments on there for us to read out, or any feedback for the podcast. Finally, our content schedule for the week beginning 21st of July looks like this. Tuesday is this one. You have our Superman review and bring her back. Wednesday, there will be a YouTube video. I'm finally going to release Half-Life Episode 3 on my YouTube channel. I didn't
Whoa.
realize I had it saved for so long. I thought I hadn't done it, but I had, so I'm going to release that. And then Thursday, we are doing our gaming podcast, which is games that need a prequel or a sequel, and my early Donkey Kong Bonanza review, which definitely look forward to that. The week after that will be my full review, potentially with a guest being Jack, if he beats it in time. If not, it'll just be my full review. That's it for this week. So normally we would move in now to our trivia question for the week, but we kind of forgot about it. And plus, I'm trying to do more than just trivia in these sections. I want to try and mix it up and do different things. And what better chance to do it than today, because we all forgot about the question anyway. So I want to
well, I
introduce.
didn't. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, yes, yeah. I want to introduce new kind of recurring. What's the word? Recurring sections, but not ones that are every week. They just come back every now and then. And
Yeah.
this one is going to be the late night movie Spotify playlist. So
Okay.
every now and then, when the time is right, or when after like a couple of weeks after doing other topics, I will ask one of you two to bring along a soundtrack or a song or like a theme that you want to add to the late night movie playlist. So basically, a song you love from a recent movie or an old movie or a TV show, whatever.
Love this.
And eventually, it will be anyone can follow it. Only I can add to it, just to make sure no one can just add random shit to it.
Yeah.
But anyone can listen to it. So I'll probably remember to put the link in the description of the podcast. But if not, just search for the late night movie Spotify playlist, and you should be able to follow it there. And I'm going to add the first
Okay.
one this week to get us going. And it is a song from a TV show that we all love,
Strange Things.
Invincible.
Oh, okay.
Sung by, I believe you pronounce it David, but it's D4VD. I think he pronounced it David.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And the song is called Feel It. I don't know if
Yeah.
you know
Okay.
it.
Okay.
It's from season 2. It plays when he is Mark Grayson Invincible is flying around with Amber. It's like a
Okay.
really
Yeah.
nice, upbeat, happy song.
Oh yes. I think I added it to my car playlist at the time because it just was
It's
really catchy.
it's a really
Yeah.
good song. I've been listening to it for about a year now, and it hasn't left my playlist. And now it's going to make our way to the late night movie
Oh,
Spotify playlist.
Cool.
So,
Cool. Cool. I'll give that a
nice.
listen.
yep, follow the playlist. At the moment, it's going to be one song, but we'll add to it. Maybe we'll do it for the first few weeks just to get it going up a bit, and then we'll move on to something else. So, I'll
Yeah.
ask one of you two to bring a song next week, and eventually we will ask viewers to send in their suggestions as well.
I mean, I have
Cool.
so
Cool.
many. I could literally give you 5 like right now.
I know
So
it's hard to
yeah,
do
this
one at
would
a
be really
time,
interesting.
but
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully people will enjoy that and can listen to that and listen to what songs we love, and then obviously we'll add listener ones in as well. Okay, so now let's move on to, if I get it ready, because I'm not ready, because I'm way out of action, topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
Okay, so let's get into topic of the week, and it's our review of James Gunn's Superman. As always, we will start by giving our high-level spoiler-free thoughts on the film and giving our scores out of 10. We will then have a shorter section where we will be talking about spoilers. Some people may want to skip if you haven't seen the film and are planning on watching it. Before we do give that, though, let's go through a few stats and figures. Budget. So the budget for Superman was 225 million, which I think is relatively low if you was to compare it to an MCU movie.
Yeah.
But it does have an additional 125 of marketing. So that takes it
Okay.
to 350,
Yeah.
which is chunky. And I'm sure they'll manage though, because so far in the box office, anyone know? Actually, I'm going to get an updated figure as well. But
I haven't
anyone?
actually seen anything, but random guess or maybe like 500.
Okay,
Ooh.
Stephen, want to guess?
Maybe like 350. I don't think it'd be as high as 500. It's just come out.
Okay, so as of yesterday, I'm going to get an updated figure now. It was at 272.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
I forgot it's just kind of literally come out. I feel like it's been out for like a couple of weeks already, but it hasn't, has it?
Yeah.
it's been
Came
out
out
2
on
weeks.
Oh, it
the
has been out.
11th. I thought it came out on the 11th of July, the last Friday, wasn't it?
No, you're right. It was the 11th, which is just over a
It'll be
week.
2
Well, it's
weeks
had 2
on
weekends.
Friday. Yeah.
It is at 406. So it's
Oh,
Oh, okay.
jumped up a lot. How did I get that number so wrong before? It must have had a very good weekend this weekend because it's jumped up a lot.
damn.
By the
So
time we get to sort of next
So,
weekend at the 2 week mark, you're probably going to be bang on at the 500 mark.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's now profitable, including marketing and the actual budget. So they've done themselves well there. It's currently
yeah,
ninth for the year in terms of top 10. It's in the top 10 of the year. Just
Okay,
that's
so what's
mad.
behind.
number 1?
Number 1 is that Chinese film, Knees Are Two, which
Oh,
has
yeah.
just gone crazy in China. Number 1, otherwise, any guesses?
Sinners.
Mm,
No.
oh,
Sinners isn't top 10 anymore.
Oh, okay.
oh, really? Okay.
Superman's pushed it out.
Maybe like would it be a Marvel film? But I don't think we've had a.
I don't think
Wouldn't be
it'd be Marvel
Captain
film.
America.
So Captain America is
Uh,
just above Superman, so it won't be for long.
yeah. Well, see, all the films
Like
I'm thinking about are films that I love, but I don't think
You've seen
they're
it,
like
Andy. You've
massive.
seen it. I don't think you've seen it, Stephen, yet.
Oh,
maybe it's a kids
hmm.
film then. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
It is Lilo and Stitch,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and
Wow. Yeah.
it has just gone past the billion mark, which is very good news for
Damn,
Disney.
that is very good.
Just below
Yeah.
that is Minecraft,
Oh, okay.
which didn't quite
That's
reach a
mental as
billion,
well.
but almost.
No, me and Chloe like missed out on it, so we're just gonna wait for it to drop on Disney Plus and then watch it at that point.
While we're here, in fourth place is, or third, if you don't count the Chinese one. In fourth place is Jurassic World Rebirth, which
Wow.
That's crazy.
always just brings in the
I didn't think
numbers
they'd-
because everyone loves dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And in fifth or fourth is Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning.
Okay.
See, I knew that there's going to be one that I should have thought about instantly, and it is that you would expect Mission Impossible to be right up there, but
Yeah,
that's
I probably
insane.
underperformed a little bit under Mission Impossible, I imagine.
Yeah. Is it not
but-
a horror in the top 10 at all?
No.
No.
The highest horror is Sinners
No.
at
Yeah.
11 or 10. And then just behind Sinners, well, I say just behind, 80 million behind is Final Destination Bloodlands.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Is that list based on how much money they made though? Like,
No,
not
it's
actually.
just how much sales, no, not profit.
Yeah. So potentially some of the horror films might be better in terms of profit because
Sinners,
they have low budgets.
yeah, for example, Sinners has a much better profit so far than Superman, but it's not
Yeah.
profit on this list.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're excluding profitability on that.
Cool. I'm supposed to be keeping track of time, but we're doing okay. So yeah, box office of 272. Rotten Tomatoes started high, and obviously this is my film on
It is.
the game, but we're
Rotten
going to
Tomatoes
update that
game, yeah.
next week because then I'll have Fantastic Four to do as well.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes 83, which isn't bad. It's not bad. When I did that game, I was hoping for everything to be above 80. But
Yeah.
Superman was one of the ones I wanted to be a bit higher than that, but it's fine.
It's a respectful score.
Yeah, audience scored 92, which is much better.
Yeah.
And a letterboxed, which is very impressive, of 4.0, which
That
is
is very impressive.
Very good.
is a very solid score. But more importantly, what do the Late Night Movie Podcast think of Superman? So, Stephen, you watched it today. Andy, you watched it first, I think. You watched it, not release day?
It wasn't released there, I don't think. It would have been like that weekend.
That weekend.
It feels ages ago.
Didn't you go and watch it like at 1 a.m. in the morning?
No, we did watch it on release day. I did watch it on release day. I
Oh,
watched
you
it
were
at
like one
half
of the first?
11. Yeah.
Yeah.
11:30 on
Watched it at half-
Thursday.
Yeah.
Cool. Um,
So I don't remember anything.
I watched it. I watched it
Just
Thursday,
late.
so only a few days ago.
Yeah, I picked up one of their posters. I obviously put it on Instagram, and Odeon reposted it. So on their story,
Cool.
that's very cool.
Also, I must have missed that as well. I didn't see that.
Who wants to go first?
Or you put on us. I think Steven should go first because he's
Newest
got
and
fresher
most
memory.
fresh. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
you might
Yeah.
jog my memory a bit as well.
Stephen,
I've-
obviously,
Mhm.
spoiler free at this point. What did you think of the film? Is it a good start to the DCU? Is a good question. I think we need to be asking is, has James Gunn done a good job of kicking off the DCU? And then obviously a score out of 10.
Okay, so I think what I want to say first and foremost is, when the calling card comes up to say like this movie is to certify the age rating. I don't know if you guys had it, but it had a Superman backdrop that had been designed, and I thought that was really cool.
It's so good.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I wish more movies
Yeah.
did that approach.
Do you know
because
who done that? It was like some 14-year-old.
It's 14-year-old, yeah.
I thought it was going to be
right.
like a student doing that, because I know the British Boy Film Classification have done stuff like that in the past, but I thought that art design was really cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
So obviously everyone knows that on the podcast that me and superhero movies, I'm not the most biggest superhero fan. I've started to get back into it, and as I said, I saw Man of Steel, I saw Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. I think I saw Superman Returns. So I've seen a few of them, but I won't count myself as a diehard Superman fan. Like, for example, my sister who I went to see it with, she has watched every single comic book movie. She's obsessed with it. So her reaction and my reaction were very, very different. Having said that, yes, this is a very good start to the DCU. I really enjoyed Superman. I've had a really good time with this film. I think on the whole, it's a lot of fun. I think it's got great character performances. I still kept thinking of, I can't remember the actor's name, but Superman's lead. Every time I see him, I just think of scenes in Pearl. I can't shake that. It
David
just
Oh, right,
Foreign
yeah.
Sweet, Foreign Sweat.
yeah, that's something. Yeah, along those lines. Like I just, for whatever reason, every time he was speaking, I was like, last time I spoke to you, I saw you. Didn't speak to you, but last time I saw you, it didn't end well for you. So like, it's just weird how I always associate now him with Pearl.
Well, James
I
Gunn
don't.
found him in Pearl.
Oh,
He
okay.
said that
I
he
was about
watched
to say
Pearl
it.
and saw he thought he looked like Superman.
Well, I mean that makes a lot of sense. I don't actually think I've seen him in any other movie, so that would also make
Yeah.
more sense
He's
to it.
probably in Twisters, but I don't remember him in that either. But
He might have been maybe at the point of when I hadn't watched Pearl as recent, so it didn't jog
Yeah.
memory. But now he's every time he pops up, I will recognise him instantly. I really enjoyed the story, which obviously we'll get onto in our spoiler conversation. I thought the action sequences were really good. I loved the moments where they went slow mo in a few moments. I thought that was a really good touch. I mean, I like James Gunn as a director. I love his visual style. I thought the movie had some great bits of humour, so there was a lot of moments where I laughed. I don't think I've ever loved an AI dog as much as I do in Superman. That dog is just so cute. I literally said, I was like, I hope they bring him out as like as a Funko Pop because he'd be great
Surprise,
in like
they
the
probably will.
collection. They probably
no,
will.
he is out as Funko Pop.
Oh, is
He's
he?
he's
Is
already
it?
out. Yeah, you can already get it.
Oh, well, I'll be definitely getting that now. Now that I'm aware of that, because that dog was just adorable. I did. So I compared it sort of to Man of Steel in terms of because I really enjoyed Man of Steel as an origin story. And we'll get into that later down the line and more about it. But I still think that Man of Steel is the better. If you compare it to Man of Steel to this, I do prefer Man of Steel slightly. But what I would say is, I think I don't know the actress name, but it's the best Lois Lane I've seen on screen. Compared to all the other ones. Like one of my critiques of Man of Steel and the Batman v Superman is Amy Adams, who I love as an actress. I thought she was a really annoying and awful Lois Lane in those movies. I thought all of the cast and the characters were really good. So whilst I think Man of Steel is the more stylishly done and better in terms of the first Superman story, this is one of the more funner Supermans that I've seen. So all in all, I really enjoyed it.
Her name is Rachel Brosnahan, and
Yeah.
she was also in The Amateur this year.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
What, the one with Rami Malek in?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's the wife actually. That
She
now
played a
makes a
character
lot of
called
sense.
Sarah, apparently.
Yeah, she has a short spat in that film. No spoilers, but
4 out of 10.
let me just go back onto my notes because I gave it a solid 8 out of 10. I'm giving Superman. I really enjoyed it. It gets brownie points because it's got Abby from The Last of Us in as well. So
Yeah.
as soon as
Well,
I saw Isabella
shown.
their show, as soon as I saw Isabella Mecaro come onto the screen, I was like, yeah, you've got
Did you
me.
say her
Get
name? I
sorted.
thought it was Merst.
I thought it was Isabella Masood, Mercod or Mercurd.
Also, it's not Abby, is it? You said Abby. It's Dina.
It's
No,
Dina.
not Abby. Dina. Sorry.
Like, what the hell are you going on about?
Yeah, sorry. Who played Dina in the Last of Us TV series? Because Abby was played by that Caitlin woman. See, we've been away for 2 weeks, so I'm all over the place as well. So I'm worried about it.
Cool, 8 out of 10. A very solid score. Pretty much in line with Letterboxd and Rotten Tomatoes. Andy, what did you think? Do you think it's a good start for James Gunn's DCU? And yeah, obviously finish with a score of 10.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page as Stephen when it comes to this film. I'm not going to give a comparison too much to Man of Steel because I watched that ages ago and I can't really remember too much about it. Usually when it comes to DC, I'm more of a Batman fan and sort of remember more about those films just because I love them so much. But when it comes to Superman, although I'm a fan of Superman and his character, they're films that I'll need to keep rewatching, and I usually just watch them once and then don't bother to watch them again, sort of thing. So it's hard to sort of remember actually what those films included. But I'm glad sort of this Superman's gone back to like the sort of original story, I guess, with sort of what happens. And yeah, it was a great film. I loved it. I loved all the sort of visual displays and, like Steven said, with the slow motion scenes and stuff. the music, the way it builds up sort of intense moments and stuff with Superman. The way it just starts as well is a great introduction to him and sort of adding that bit of vulnerability to his character, I guess, before sort of seeing character growth throughout the film. All the side characters as well. I don't know. I should remember this because they make a big thing of saying the name of the band of the Guardians or whatever they're called. I don't know.
They're called the Justice.
Justice Gang, isn't it? I guess Justice Gang.
Yeah,
or
the
something?
Justice Gang. Because I kept
It's-
thinking, is that like a pun on like Justice League, but they're just called the Justice? Is what I was thinking when they kept saying it throughout the film. I want to say
Yeah.
Justice Gang
So everyone,
he
if
keeps-
it is the Justice Gang, yeah,
because
obviously
he
they
keeps
keep
making jokes and like he
Yeah.
goes saying like to people, you know, that's going to be the name. Deal with it. I'm pretty sure it's Justice Gang.
Yeah, so that all the characters within that as well. I think they show them all in the trailer, don't they? I don't want to like spoil it and say anyone that's not like if someone's not in it, but yeah, all the characters within that gang that appear are pretty cool. I didn't realize that watching Green Lantern, I was like all the way through that film, I was like, I know who this guy is, I know who this guy is, and
Oh, you
I
didn't
just couldn't
realise?
I know I didn't realize, and then I was like, that's the main guy from The Rookie. I was like, have you seen the TV show The Rookie? He's in that.
He's also in
Um,
Guardians of the Galaxy 3? 3.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays a character in that.
What, a big character?
No,
Or?
no. He's one of the
Okay.
guys on one of the planets. I can't remember the details, but
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, because I was like looking at him thinking his face is so familiar, but with like the haircut and stuff, I was like, I just couldn't picture it. And then I like
Recognise
Googled it
his voice.
afterwards, I was like,
Yeah.
that's the guy from The Rookie. Good TV show. So yeah, all the characters, good roles, like you said. With Dina from The Last of Us. I'd want to see more of these characters going down further with James Gunn's films and stuff.
Yeah.
There's one that I want to mention earlier because that is meant to be a surprise and stuff. Lex, Nicholas Hoult in this film, wow, one of the best. Like, I think he played that role so well. I loved him as Lex Luthor. And I saw a post earlier. Mentioned it to Stephen. It said, "Oh, Skins had brought us two of the best villains this year. One being in Sinners, Jack O'Connell, and then Nicholas Hoult, who plays Tony in Skins." I was like, I had to go double check because I didn't realize it was him who played Tony in Skins. I was like, oh my god, that is a young Nicholas Hoult. And I was like, I didn't realize it was him. So yeah, the cast was great. I thought it all mended in well together. The storyline with politics and stuff all fitted in well. And yeah, it was just a great movie to go watch, especially at the cinema. So one I would say go watch on the big screen for sure. And it is a good start to the DCU. And I haven't checked to see what the next film is, but if it's the film I think it is with the character I'll mention later, then I'm super hyped, especially because of the actress who plays them. But yeah, I gave it an 8 out of 10. So
yeah,
again, a
10.
very
That's
good
not
high
what your
score.
letterbox said, Andy. Not what your letterbox said.
Letterboxd is out of 5 stars. I'm
Yeah, but if you
debating
half it,
changing
if you
mine
half it, it goes to 4. You just half
If I
if it's half your score out of 10, it should be your letterbox score or double your letterbox score.
see it differently though when you're like,
Oh, what was
working
your
out scores
letterbox
like out of
score?
5 stars. I gave it 3.5, but I am debating upping it up to 4.
Interesting. We have a three-way score, all giving it an 8 out of 10 because
Oh,
I'm giving it an 8 as well. I really enjoyed this film. I went in really hoping for a 9 and almost not expecting, but like having a feeling it was going to be a 9. But I give it an 8. And I think it's a bit much to say that I'm disappointed because I still had a really good time.
yeah,
But I did want to come out of this experience thinking, there we go, 9 out of 10. We're off, and DC's like
bang start.
back.
Yeah,
And I just come out thinking, and what I find weird is I can't really explain why it's not a 9 or 10 to me. But it's just not, well, it's not got much impact for me. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't very an impactful film, I think. I think some of the best Marvel films are really impactful in terms of emotional or like what's the word, like stakes, big high stakes on. And
Yeah.
I know we'll
I,
get into spoilers later. Big things happen,
But-
but like I
yeah.
was never at once really like that concerned. It's
no.
a weird feeling. I don't know really why I felt like that. Maybe it's because Superman's so powerful,
But I think for this movie, he isn't the most powerful Superman that we've seen.
he's not.
And
No.
part of the reason I gave it 8 out of 10 is I walked out of this movie thinking this is more a Lex Luthor film than a Superman film, just because I felt like Nicholas Holt's character was just so dominant in the film and
Yep.
all the way throughout it. Yeah, I think he might have overpowered Superman a bit in the film, so maybe that's why I marked it down slightly.
I think that's very valid. I thought the cast was great. I thought some of the side characters, and I mean when I say side, I mean like the really side characters. There was a few characters in the Daily Planet. Daily Planet? That's what it's called, isn't it? The newspaper,
Yeah,
Daily
yeah,
Planet.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
That were like involved, but they just did not need to be there.
No,
Like, and they were on,
yeah, yeah.
they were there right at the end. I was like, why are you here? Like,
oh, what
I
did all the good that
really,
spaceship thing?
yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
There
we
was
do
no
not need
need
you
for
here.
it.
And they were in all
No.
the promotional stuff. Like, they were all like, they're doing all like the interviews and stuff. They're heavily involved. I'm like, why? You just didn't. I don't know if
yeah,
their characters are
It
going to become something later on,
out.
but
Yeah, in the Daily Planet, there's only really one character that needs to be
Guy,
involved
yeah, I
from
can't
beginning
remember the
to
character's
end.
name.
But the rest of them
Yeah,
are just there.
oh, he plays a character in Suits as well. So when I saw him, I was like, oh, it's Robert Stone from Suits. I was like, that's cool. The main like
I,
guy
d-
in Daily Planet.
I do also think, well, Chewie, one of the things that I've always thought about Superman, and I think all of the films have struggled with it, is how to make the stakes high when you've got someone as powerful as Superman. And I agree, it's not the most powerful Superman, partly because of what we'll get onto with Lex Luthor, but I didn't find that a problem because of what happens in the story, so to speak, which we'll get onto.
yeah.
But I think that they've always found difficulty in making Superman a character that you really worry about, or because he is kind of indestructible to a certain degree. Yeah,
But
there's no real.
look at Invincible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Invincible's a perfect example of how to do it. But there's no real jeopardy. So like they try and make Clark Kent in terms of his vulnerability on becoming a normal person. They've tried to do it with his parents. They've tried to do it with his relationship with Lois Lane. And I think in this film in particular, none of those strands really hit home. But then I sat there and thought, well, what could have the movie done differently to hit that? I'm with you. I don't really have an answer
Yeah.
in terms of
The-
what they could have done to change it around.
At the end of the day,
I
it's
think
the
that's what
first
we'll see
film.
going forward. Yeah,
It's the
I
first film,
like
so I
there's
think long term. But if I
long
compared
term.
it to how MCU started with Iron Man, I do think Iron Man 1 was a stronger start than
Yeah.
Superman. But this isn't really an origin story. It doesn't go into how Superman got there. It's just a load of text on the screen at the beginning.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's not going on to him or how it, I mean, they talk about it. But Iron Man is literally him becoming Iron Man, and it's like that big build up and then
yeah,
he becomes Iron Man. So it's apples and oranges, but all I'm gonna say is it's a very good start, and I am now very excited for the DCU. The other
Were
characters,
you?
oh, go on.
No, sorry. No, I was just saying, were you surprised that it wasn't an origin story? Because I was a little bit surprised by that, partly because I thought that they were going to do not like the whole film because of what we saw in the trailer, but like
A
do
little
like a
intro.
flashback at
Yeah.
some point, or do like the first 10, 15 minutes setting the scene. But we didn't. We just got text, and there was part of me thinking I quite like that it goes straight into it.
Yeah.
But on the other side, I'm like, could it have done a bit on the origin perspective? Something that like Man still did really well, but then Man still falls down in the last act because it then just becomes a crashy banging exercise for like 45 minutes. So like I don't know. We're always complaining one way or another
I
in
think
that sense. But were you surprised by that?
I was, but I think they've taken a leaf out of Spider-Man's book in just giving the audience some credit of knowing the origin story. Like
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
seen the origin story of Spider-Man so many times. So in Homecoming, they were like, "Look, he's Spider-Man. There you go, bang." Well, actually, he was in Civil War first, and then he's in
yeah.
Homecoming. He's like, "This is Spider-Man. Deal
yeah,
with it." And you're like, when I first watched that, I was like, "Whoa, you need to tell me how he becomes Spider-Man." Even though I know how he becomes Spider-Man. Everyone
But it's
knows.
kind of what you want from a first
Yeah.
movie.
So, but
Yeah.
then I end up loving Homecoming, and I think they just thought, right, that's a good point. Most people know Superman's story. Let's just skip it, and start bang, he's there. So it's an interesting way of
Mm.
doing it. It took me by surprise, but I agree. I liked how it just went straight in, and it meant they had more time for some of the side characters, which, in my opinion, were the stars of the show. Nothing against David.
Yeah.
I think he is a good Superman, and I think he will be a good Superman for the DCU. But for me, Mr. Terrific was
Oh, he's
so
funny.
fucking
Yeah.
cool.
He was great.
Green Lantern was so funny and cool, and Lex
Yeah.
Luthor was incredible as a villain.
I think it's the best Lex Luthor I have ever seen on screen.
Oh yeah,
He
I mean,
he is without a doubt amazing.
I'll put my hands up. I have not watched any of the other Superman films, so I'm not the expert in Superman. Although I do know his origins and whatnot, but I can't go and say it's better than whatever. I know it was that guy who does Social Network is the
Yeah, Jesse.
yeah
Jesse Eisenberg.
yeah I
No,
think that's
no,
right. I
it's
think
not
that's his
Jesse.
name, isn't it?
Yeah, it might have been. I'm getting. I know the first name is a surname that I'm doubting myself on. Because he's in Zombieland as well.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
and he was really, really annoying as Lex Luthor. He didn't bring any jeopardy to the role. You didn't see anger, and the bits that you did see were like just really fake. I mean, I didn't like Batman v Superman in any shape or form, so I'm quite harsh on that film. But what I would say is that Nicholas Hoult, from the minute you see him on screen, and he's like got the bald head, he looks the part,
He was made for this role.
and his
Yeah.
intentions, like that's what I like about the enemy. You know, as the audience, straight away, right? This is why he's doing it. This is what he's going to do. And like the other reason why Superman isn't as strong is because of Lex Luthor. You know, when he's giving all the coordinates. So
Yeah.
that is matching Superman because of the other bits that we'll get to later on. I'm bad at sports stuff, so I'm going to shut up now. But I do think, because my sister, I would say, didn't like the film at all.
Oh, wow.
She was really upset by it because she said that it deviated from the comic books and it wasn't Superman, it was a guy running around in shorts. So, but she's a diehard comic book fan. So, and she loves Superman, the DC and Marvel, so to speak. So that didn't bother me, but maybe if I was a super fan, and maybe some of the criticisms are from the superhero people that have read the comics,
Yeah.
because it has deviated in bits that I'm sure we'll get to in spoiler territory.
Yeah. The one I'm not 100% sold on yet is Hawk Girl. I just need to see more of her. I think out of the three, she was utilized the least.
Yeah. She was
Obviously,
definitely
it's
weakest.
Isabella Merced, whatever, who I trust will be good, but I just think we need to see more of her before I can say.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like they always struggle a bit more with women superheroes, like from especially recently and especially Marvel with like Captain Marvel and characters like that.
But Black
I
Widow
feel
was
like
always
they are
good.
really. Black Widow is good, but
Yeah.
she's like the last one I remember being good. Like
Yeah.
even Wonder Woman fell off a bit.
I like Black Panther, Shuri. I thought Black Panther 2, she was really good in that.
Yeah.
Also, and Anne Hathaway's Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises was also
she was good.
amazing. Yeah.
But, yeah, I know what you mean. I tend to agree with you. But this film has made me super excited to see more Mr. Terrific, more Green Lantern, which I believe is a TV show called Lanterns or something, and more Lex Luthor, who is, yeah, I don't think that's a spoiler saying that he's coming back. But anyway, yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10, which means we will give it an 8, which means it's a great film.
Yep.
I think we're ready for spoiler territory. Would you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ready to dive straight in.
Okay. So anyone listening, we are about to jump into spoiler territory. If you haven't seen the film and want to watch it and don't want to be spoiled, then skip ahead now. I have started tracking timing, so you'll know when to skip ahead to when we're out of the spoiler zone. If you have watched it or don't care about spoilers, then obviously stick around and hear what we've got to say. So, one thing I did mark the film down on a little bit, and Marvel have this issue, is Marvel have the issue of the villain just being the same person as the hero. So like Hulk
Oh, okay.
fights
Yeah.
Abomination, and I can't think of anything right now, but like it's almost like you're just fighting Black Panther number one. It's Black Panther versus Michael B. Jordan. It's just two Black Panthers going against each other essentially. Like
Yeah.
it's just you versus you.
It feels lazy.
Yeah. And this film was doing really good. It was doing really good. And then the big surprise is that Mr. What they call him, Mr.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Ultraman, maybe something like that.
Yeah,
Ultraman
he's
sounds
alongside the girl with the
Yeah,
spike.
so she was called
Yeah.
the engineer.
She was cool.
She was cool.
Yeah.
She was cool.
Yeah.
The Lex engineer, and then I think they called him Ultraman, something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines.
and he was like masked up the whole time, and obviously the big reveal at the end, it's literally a carbon copy of Superman. And I was like, oh, for
Yeah,
fuck's sake, really? We're still doing this? We're still just fighting Superman versus
Oh,
Superman?
yeah,
I think the only time recently that's been really cool was in Captain America, only because of the Red Hulk sort of. I know it wasn't a clone, so to speak, but like the idea of fighting, not. I
Yeah,
don't know
but
where I'm going with
that
it because it's
was
not.
Captain America versus
But like,
Hulk.
yeah, but what I mean is that some people said, oh, it's they could see that coming a mile off, and that was something I was surprised with. But what you're referring to is the fact of like they're fighting literally a carbon
Themselves.
copy of themselves.
But yeah, fighting themselves, yeah.
So in some of
yeah.
the previous superhero movies, has that been like a common theme that has happened a lot then?
If you watch superhero movies, like go through the Marvel films, a lot of the time it will be that.
Okay.
Like thinking of X-Men, you got, I know it's not the main fight, but Wolverine fights Sabretooth, like that kind of thing. And it's like
Yeah.
similar people fighting similar
Well,
people.
Logan had it actually. That's the movie that I thought of
Yeah,
recently. Logan literally fights an
himself.
exact clone.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
There's a lot of it, and I don't know if it's just lazy or if it's meant to be like nothing can beat them except themselves kind of thing. It's like
Yeah,
I get
it
it.
Mm.
would have been cool. I saw an article where I don't know if there's any truth to it, or it's just rumors or people like doing what they want to see. But it's saying James Gunn spoke to Henry Cavill about joining
Yes.
his universe,
Yeah.
and then obviously all the theories in there would be that he would be bad Superman, basically. I don't know what
That'd be
his
really
actual name
cool.
is,
Yeah, we
but
had some
imagine if they'd done it in this film where the reveal was that was Henry Cavill under the Ultraman. That probably
that
would
would
have
have
been
popped off. That
yeah.
Yeah, that would have
So
been
they're pretty
really,
good
really
for
cool.
that
would have
bit.
been spoiled
Um,
massively. Like, I would have definitely seen that somewhere into that. Um,
I,
yeah,
yeah,
I marked it down for that because I'd rather just not shown his face or it just been a random
yeah.
person. They just genuinely made someone really strong.
Just
I
made
I
I
get
someone.
Luke.
really
I
Yeah,
get Lex. I understand Lex Luthor's thinking and why he did it and stuff. It's just I was like, "Ah, did it have to
but
be
that
him?
I was saying when I was speaking to my sister about it, I said, but the reason why Superman didn't feel as sort of powerful is because of the homework that Lex Luthor had done.
Yeah.
So he was always one step ahead.
Mm.
Obviously, she was so angry that she didn't even see that. But I quite like that because again, Superman never really you feel like he's going to lose because he's Superman. Where in the early stages, from the very opening shot, he's lost a battle. So already you're
Yeah.
going, shit, okay, he's struggling. And it's not to say that it's not because he's strong, because he's met somebody that has, like, he's finally tuned to like an OCD level in finding out how to create something that is a step ahead. So every time Superman tried something, it was only when he started doing things that they didn't anticipate. He had to really think outside the box, which I thought was quite cool. Even though I thought, oh, really, like we're fighting somebody else. The execution of that fight sequence when they bring in the dog and
Yeah.
turning off all the camera, I love that, and I thought that was
Yes.
really cool. But equally, I've not seen all the superhero movies, so I can understand why that might pay you off if you've seen that quite frequently beforehand.
What did you guys think of Mr. Terrific? Because when it started, I was like, I don't know you. I don't really care. Like
Yeah,
his first
yeah,
fight scene, I was like, ah. But it was when he went with Lois to go and
yeah.
find. I
yeah.
was like, oh, this is the coolest shit I've seen. This is so
And
good.
I love the whole other dimensions and just how he just was constantly coming out with one-liners, and he was just a really genuinely likable guy.
Yeah.
I actually think the chemistry between him and Lois Lane were actually
Yeah.
quite fun. Like the sequence in sort of the army base
I knew you was going to
where
mention that. Yeah, that's a
the
cool scene.
fight, and then he puts her in the force
Her in a
field.
shield. Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, this is thick. And
Totally.
then
yeah. That was a good
another
scene.
thing I love about what James Gunn does, he's done it in Super and in. I've only seen the first Guardians. I need to go back and watch the other ones at some point. His choice of like music, his
I knew
needle
he was going to
drops
say that.
are
Yeah.
second to none. So I can't even remember what the song is specifically, but whatever song he used
It was
just fit
perfect.
so perfectly. It's almost a way of like having a song that doesn't match what's going on the screen with
Yeah.
violence, but it just works.
It works. And it did work in Superman really well. I think the real good thing they have with Guardians is that it's all like 70s music or whatever year it is.
Yeah, it was
So it has
80s
that
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has
nostalgia.
that
Yeah,
extra like, oh, this is really, really good.
yeah,
And obviously I think in Superman they can use whatever music they want because it's not set to a time. So
yeah.
it didn't hit as well
I
as it would on Guardians, but it still hit good.
I also love the fact of the Superman thing. They've added like an epic orchestra to it. Like it was obviously in the trailer, but I quite like that they've
That's good.
kept it to its roots, but they've sort of modernized it ever so slightly. So yeah, and from that point on, I was really connecting with Mr. Like I thought he was.
Yeah.
I was about to say he was a terrific character, but that's a really jolly little
Yeah.
pun.
He's been signed on to do a lot more as well in the
Yeah.
DCU universe. So hopefully
So,
see more of him.
do you recognize him from Marvel?
What, the
No?
actor?
No. Yeah, so he was brought on in the X-Men First Class as one
Oh,
of the
really?
young ones,
Oh, okay.
and his
Oh,
ability was that he could I don't remember exactly what it is, but he can adapt to any environment. So he puts his head in a fish tank
okay.
and he grows gills, kind of thing. Like
Oh,
he can,
that's him.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that scene.
And
Yeah,
then is it Kevin Bacon in First Class? I think it's Kevin Bacon. Um,
it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah, he's
think
the
so.
main
he,
Yeah,
he
villain.
yeah.
comes in and like says, "Oh, adapt to this," and it's like like the sun or something, like, and he just
Yeah,
explodes.
it's like a nuke. Yeah.
And everyone
Okay.
kind of claims that as like one of the worst deaths in MCU because it's like a really cheap way of
I
him
think
dying.
I was reading something about that. Yeah.
And this is like his massive redemption is that he's now back in the DCU and better than ever.
Yeah, because I think I read something they said they wouldn't kill off his character or something,
And did.
and then he dies. Yeah.
So it's good to see him in a. I don't know what else he's in. Personally, I think the first thing I've seen him in, other than X-Men First Class. I thought he was
Yeah,
really
I
good.
didn't. To be fair, I didn't actually look him up, so I'm not sure if he's in anything else. I had obviously seen X-Men. So yeah, you mentioned that I do remember his character from that film. But yeah, I don't think I remember him from anything else.
So he's in Twilight apparently.
Twilight.
Is he?
Oh,
Yeah,
actually, I think he plays one of the main three. So you have two guys and then the woman. I think he's one of the bad. Like he's the good.
he plays
He's like the best.
Laurent. I don't know how to
Yeah,
pronounce
I
his
think
name.
I know who. Yeah, he plays. So basically, there's like if you've seen Twilight, there's like three vampires that come to town, and he's one of the three. There's like a woman and two guys, but he's the one that then ends up like warning them and stuff. That she's like they're being hunted basically. But yeah, I remember him that now. Now you mentioned the film, so like yeah, I've seen it. No,
That's great memory. I can't remember Twilight.
What did we think of Metamorpho, the guy who was doing the kryptonite?
oh, I thought he sort
What
of reminded
the?
me of what's his name in Guardians of the Galaxy? I think it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Like it's gonna annoy me. He's like really funny. He's a funny
Oh,
character.
I know who you're on about. You're on about Forg?
Like he does like he like
Forg,
does
yeah.
like rock paper scissors and stuff
Yeah.
like with Thor.
That's
Are you?
He reminded me of,
that's for Ragnarok.
yeah, he reminded me of his character, the way that his
Looks,
personality and looks like
it
even in
wasn't as
terms
funny
of
as Forg.
not as funny, but like I feel like he has that potential. But yeah, I thought his ability was cool. Again, that was a smart part of the storyline and the plot line and stuff to how Lex can defeat Superman and that. But yeah, I thought it was very clever how they done that. And then obviously his sort of it did feel like it was too easy to almost like Superman to like just break him out and like I'll save your dog and then you can do what you want sort of thing. Not dog, child. Sorry,
Let's
I'm
say.
thinking of crypto.
Yeah, I'd
I
say
was
that.
thinking of crypto then. But
Because
yeah,
I
it
thought
felt
it's
a bit.
quite cool how he was like with the kryptonite that he then was using to essentially torture Superman in the
Yeah,
holding cell. I also thought to myself, I really want a cute little alien baby. Look, that baby was really, really adorable considering it's from like another planet. Yeah, I did feel like that as well, but then at the same point, yeah, because he kind of it's
Lex
really
Luthor like shows how smart he is throughout the film, and then to know that Superman can, if all he has to do is persuade him to stop, I'll save your baby, and that's it. There's like no, you think you'd have a backup
but
plan to that happening,
but he
but
changes his mind in then helping Superman after that guy gets shot in the
Yeah.
head. So
yeah,
it kind of was a bit of a reality wake up to go, oh shit, actually no, I don't approve that, and it must have struck a chord with him, and that's why he then teamed up with
yeah,
Superman.
it just felt a bit too easy for me. Like I wanted it to be more of a struggle for Superman to try and get out of that
Yeah,
situation.
there was part of me before that escalated where I was sitting there thinking, I don't know how he's going to get out of this. I thought maybe initially it was going to be Mr. Terrific and
Yeah.
Lois coming to
Yeah.
rescue. But I quite like how he's one bit where he's like, oh, look at this. Shit, I'm kicking off now. Like, as he's looking like through the lens of the cameras that he was using. But again, like I thought it was the most brutal I've seen like Lex Luthor be portrayed. Like just compared it to like the Batman Superman movie, like he never shot someone in the head. He wasn't that sort of cruel. But I do agree that maybe it was just James Gunn going, how do I get out of this whole, we'll just make a change mind after seeing something brutal. But equally, I can't really work out how else they could have done it without Lois and Mr. Terrific saving them.
I think getting Lex Luthor right is really deserves a lot of credit, because I think villains are often
Yeah.
a hard part of movies. If you go
Yeah.
through Marvel, even the films you love, sometimes the villains aren't the best. And if you rank them, you'd have a few good ones like Thanos and whatnot.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of bad ones. Like think of Deadpool. We all love Deadpool, but the first villain in that first Deadpool film, no one gives a fuck about him. Like really.
Oh,
I can't remember who it is.
Francis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Francis.
Deadpool 2, you think it's Cable, then it's not, and it's the kid. It's like they never get the villain spot on. In Deadpool 3, they kind of do with what's
The
her
guy
name?
who's like,
No, it's the lady, the Professor X's sister.
I can't remember her name,
oh,
but yeah.
You remember? Anyway, in Deadpool Wolverine.
well, you could also argue the guy that is running the dimension
TVA,
goes
yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit bad. Yeah. But you're right. Deadpool works because of like Wade
Deadpool,
Wilson's
yeah,
character.
yeah.
The actual enemies, yeah, they're not the best.
Yeah, but Superman, and it's hopefully going to do well for the DCU. And I tend to think DC does have better villains when you think of Joker, Harley
Yeah.
Quinn,
The Riddler.
like yeah, the Riddler.
The Penguin.
Most of them are Batman, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, they do have a good history of villains, and not to say Marvel doesn't, but I think we could be in for a good ride here at DCU. I'm very
Yeah.
hopeful, and obviously we might as well go on to it. The next film should be, and I think it is announced, official, Supergirl.
Supergirl. Yeah, let's go.
We see right
2026.
there.
When I saw her coming at the end, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah. No,
I think
there's
there,
all. Go on, Lee.
no, there were like leaks, like or I don't know if they're leaks, but she was like added to the cast list ages ago.
Oh, okay.
Obviously she's played by Millie Alcock, who's in House of the Dragon. So I was like buzzing when I found out it was her like months ago. But because I saw it months ago, I actually forgot that she was meant to be making an appearance in this. So when I saw it, it was still sort of a surprise to me. But yeah, I'm so excited for Supergirl now, especially with her playing the role. So
James
super
Gunn
hyped.
he's been bigging up that script. He said it's like amazing. They've like fast tracked it in because of how good it is, and it's a different take on Supergirl, because apparently she's going to be like, well, as you could tell, she's quite unhinged at the moment.
Well, I
from what
love
she's
how
saying.
Yeah.
unhinged the dog was. I'm thinking, cool, Superman needs to like, make sure
Yeah.
that he gets his dog in check. And then when you see the owner, you're like, well, that now makes perfect sense, because she's just completely off her head. Dog's off her head. So, and James Gunn has done movies like that where the main protagonist is a little bit out there, and he likes, well, like you think of the Suicide Squad film, that's got some moments in that film that are just wild. And I have a feeling it's going to be on that sort of path. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. There was also, just going off subject quickly, a moment where Superman coughs up all of that like black stuff.
Oh,
yeah, when
the
he was
engineer.
the engineer, like
Yeah,
stuff in him,
Yeah.
put it all on like a cement block almost, in that sort of technique. And I was thinking, that is literally Venom from Spider-Man 3. I took in my head, I was like, if you mirror up the scenes of when Venom attacks in the train, I was like, did James Gunn take inspiration a little bit from that? But I felt of that as soon as I saw that happen. It was quite a gross scene actually, which I quite liked. That there was a couple of moments in the film that I was like, oh, that's a bit like, wow. But I didn't know if you thought of that sort of comparison
I didn't.
during that bit.
I liked it. I thought the engineer was good, and I thought that scene was good. That fight in the stadium. There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
I've just really enjoyed this movie. I never was bored. I
No.
like the Clark Kent bits. I think there should have been like the transition. You never really saw Clark Kent go to Superman. It was just he was
Yeah.
Clark Kent, then he was Superman,
No,
then he was Clark Kent.
Didn't they also say that his glasses have got like a placebo effect that no
Yeah.
one will
Yeah.
then realise that Clark Kent is Superman, which I did think, is that just a bit of a cheap way of getting out of that so you don't have to then show those transitional scenes because they make a point of it? Or is it just a case of that's because I don't recall that ever being discussed beforehand
No, I think it
in
was supposed to
previous
be like,
movies.
oh, it looks like a different person in glasses, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they just made a point of that because obviously it's like a big meme with like Superman, like on the internet. Obviously, he takes off
yeah,
his
yeah,
glasses. You can obviously tell it's Superman.
I
So
didn't
I
need
think
him
they
to
just
take it
wanted
off
to
in
explain.
public. He could have easily done
yeah,
it somewhere else and like, but I just
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
see him do the transition.
yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
which we're
I
nitpicking at that point, but
I also wanted to just say, Paul, because I was thinking about this after the movie, because our friend James kind of said to us, both me and Andy, that there's been a lot of reviews saying that the movie's really, and the term they use is woke. And I watched the film trying to think about what that would mean. And what I think they're referring to is the political
yeah.
sort of subtext that it can relate to.
Well, it's
But I
also
actually,
it's not just what you on about the war bit.
yeah, in terms
Def
of the invasion
Yeah.
of one country trying to invade another
I
country,
think it's
and
also meant to be that they are classing Superman as a immigrant, like he's an immigrant from space, and they
yeah.
don't
yeah,
like that he's an immigrant from like basically
yeah,
immigration. Um, I I hate all this woke crap. Like it winds me up that people are just
yeah,
always talking about it because it's just silly. I didn't think this film was woke at all
nope,
personally, and
No, I
but
said the same thing.
I'm not the type to
yeah,
think that anyway.
no,
I
I
think
I
people just
actually,
want to moan for moaning's sake, personally.
yeah. I absolutely agree. I don't think it's woke in any shape or form. What I'd class as woke would be like the latest series of Doctor Who as an example of something that goes way over the board in that sort of sense. But I actually think that James Gunn should deserve praise because it's relevant, it's topical, but it fits. He's not doing it for the sake of wanting to be sort of controversial in discussing stuff like that. I think it works and serves the story well in that sense. And it's just the case that it is topical at this moment in time. But if anything, people can relate to that more because of it happening in the real world, just relating to a Superman movie. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm not coming out of that movie because like I'm aware of that. Not that I care too much about it, but I when things go too overboard in political other sort of subject matters that don't need to be there, that's what I get annoyed about. But I don't see any problem with that. I didn't feel like it was shoving it down our throats. I thought the whole government connection to it served the story well. I thought that was quite interesting and what they did as well. So yeah, I was just wondering if you guys thought, or if Welch, you were aware of some of the things that have been spoken about online regarding the
Yeah,
film.
James Gunn did say that he'd made the script before the all the fallout in Israel anyway, the
Yeah,
recent fallout anyway. So you have to take his word on that. Obviously, he could have happily easily like changed it or whatever, but he says he did it before that, and it's got nothing to do with it. It's just happens to be, and
no,
he said he actually amended it a little bit to get away from it. So, um,
yeah,
yeah, I had no
Yeah.
issues in that regard at all.
yeah,
I think there's like loads of older films anyway that you could like relate to different
Yeah,
actual real life situations. It's like it
it's
can
hard
easily
to not
relate
to
to
do
it. It
that. It's
doesn't mean
hard
it's
to not
not
do it.
based on it.
yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was quite a good sort of storyline and stuff, and
yeah,
sort
agreed.
of going. And they also added sort of a bit of comedy to those scenes as well, especially with Green Lantern
Green
at the
Lantern, yeah.
end, where they come to help and he's just doing the fingers up at
Yeah.
them with his powers when he's like
Yeah.
knocking all the tanks over and stuff. Like I was like laughing out loud at those parts. So yeah, it was really good the way that they done those bits.
Before we move on, just out of interest, Supergirl is not directed or written by James Gunn.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So Supergirl is going to be directed by Craig Gillespie, who has
okay,
done Cruella, I, Tonya, nothing else. I don't think any of us would know. And written by Anna Noguera,
Oh, okay.
who has done Teen Titans. Or no, that's an upcoming film. So she's also doing Teen Titans, which could be a new DCU film as well.
okay.
So
Good to see how
not
it
James Gunn.
compares
He's a
them.
producer, obviously, and he'll be heavily involved. He will be in everything DCU, like Kevin Feige. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
any final thoughts before we move on?
I just think, just like shout out to the dog and some of the moments where the dog was getting treated. I was like really upset, like when he gets like caught and he's
Yeah.
in that sort of like vortex. I was like, no, please free the dog.
Yeah.
And then like there's a moment where Superman gets taken back to his parents' home, and
Curious
it
people.
just cuts, and the dog is just like laying on top of him, but nothing happens, and like the shot continues, and I was creasing. I was like probably one of the only few in the cinema that was laughing, but I found that really funny, just because the dog just doesn't care, in any shape
Yeah.
or form. That was the other thing as well. So my sister said that Superman's original parents would never have said to go to Earth and kill everybody. Like she said that never ever happened in the comic book, and she thinks that is like unforgivable for James Gunn to go down that route. Personally, for me, because when it first happened, I was like, has Lex
yes.
like amended it? Has he like manipulated it?
Yeah.
But when you then actually find out that that was the second half, because it then really affects Superman, again, I thought that was quite good. And I was trying to say to her, look, like everyone has different interpretations and things don't have to stick to the comic books. Like it's sometimes good to have a different voice and a different direction. That and the fact that it was Bradley Cooper talking in a different language,
It was
that
Bradley
threw
Cooper,
me.
wasn't it? I thought
It was Bradley.
spitting like Bradley. I was like, is it Bradley?
As soon as I saw it, I was
Yeah.
like, that's Bradley Cooper. What is he doing
Yeah.
there? But it's because he was in Guardians as he was a voice actor in Guardians. So I imagine that he just got asked by James Gunn to do a small bit in that. I can't imagine he would have spent too many days on set just as a hologram. But yeah, so I think a lot of people have been quite upset about that plot line.
Kind of get that, because I was a bit torn on it. Because I thought, if they make it like Lex has changed it, that's great. I like that because that's so Lex. For it to be true, I was like, I don't know. I kind of got like what they call an Invincible. The people on the other planet.
What, like Omni-Man's people?
Omni-Man's
The
people,
Viltrumites.
Viltrumites. I kind of got that vibe of like go there and take over.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
that's obviously not Superman. But then you could argue Invincible's not like that either.
No.
I kind of got that vibe, and I thought, well, if that's the thing, we're going to do this big Krypton war, great. But yeah, I don't know. I'm either way. I'm still hoping they go and change it and say, oh, actually, Lex did change it. But
what I also think though is what was really good is it then changed it so that when he now thinks of his parents, he thinks of the ones
yes, I
that
did like that.
have taken him to Earth, and like that end sequence of, oh, I need to think about my parents. It helps me when I'm healing, and it was pitched of all of them. I found that a really warming moment.
That was good, yeah.
That was
so
good.
that kind of saved it for me.
Mhm.
But I do understand again, if you have that connection to the comic book, it is nothing like it, and maybe it will be something that is picked up in later films because it does feel like a big decision that ultimately doesn't make too much of a difference to the actual outcome. I wonder if it's something that is going to be explored later down the DCU line.
I'd like to think
it'll
so.
be interesting. I think another positive thing to mention about Superman with the dog is how much it's actually impacted their whole promotion thing with like homeless dogs and stuff. So I think I read an article it like increased their searches by like 500% for that particular organization, and then like 300% of that particular sort of dog being searched for. So it's obviously had a positive impact, them doing that little advert beforehand with the Superman trailer and the dog trailer merged into one. So I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they done like an advert for it where you see Crypto and then obviously
must be an Odeon thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so yeah, it's had a positive impact and stuff anyway in terms of that.
You could just get the dog in Fortnite, which just thrown out there to be killed really hard.
There's one character we haven't mentioned, and you might think she's irrelevant, but the girlfriend obviously of Lex Luthor, she's obviously in the film quite a bit, but she's obviously not a main character.
I was really torn on her because
I was 50-50 a lot on her.
Did you watch She-Hulk?
No. I've
Okay.
watched the first couple episodes.
The way
I
she
never
was
got into it.
reminded me of one of the characters in that, but she's much funnier in She-Hulk, this character that she reminded me of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
In
mean, I thought it was
this,
cool that she was taking the selfies, and then in the
yes.
background there was that information that ultimately brought Lex down. But equally, like, I mean, I hate to say this word because it's really outdated, but like she, to me, felt a bit like eye candy in the film. Like she didn't really bring too much in terms of like there was another one in the Daily Planet. There was another one that I felt was
She was so
literally
pointless.
Yeah.
just there,
So pointless.
Yeah.
like for the
She did
sake of
anything really.
it's an attractive girl at the Daily Planet, but like she has like one conversation with Lois about. See, I don't even remember what the conversation was
No.
about. That's how pointless she was. She didn't bring anything to it, and like that. If I was to give one major critique, it's like that Superman doesn't need that.
No.
You don't need to have materialistic girls that offer nothing to it. The story's good enough. The central performances are good enough. I feel like movies do that if they feel like their audience getting bored. So let's just stick something on the screen that they're going to enjoy sort of looking at.
I was torn on her because part of me thought of the first half, like, she's just not a relevant character right now.
Yeah,
I quite liked that she was clever enough to take all those pictures and then send them on. I thought it was clever. Then part of me
yeah,
thought, is that the way I want Lex Luthor to go down?
Yeah.
Way. Which it wasn't the only reason he went down, but it was a big reason for it. But you could argue like that was Lex's like weak point, that he didn't consider that her just
Her a threat.
happily just taking
Yeah.
selfies was a threat.
Mm.
He was so
Yeah.
focused on Superman that he didn't consider that.
yeah.
So I kind of just like, fine, like you're not offensive to me. Quite like that you were
No,
clever enough to do it. Not happy as that's the way Lex went down, but fine.
I did find it quite funny how the guy at the Daily Planet was like, she was madly in love with him, desperate to
Is he
stay
gonna? I
together.
don't know DC well enough. Is he going to be a character like a with something? Because all the girls at Daily Planet fancied him. Like they kept like looking at him. And I was
Yeah.
thinking, David Corenswit's
What?
much better looking.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
and I'm not being disrespectful to him, but it
No,
wasn't like he
I'm
wasn't a
not.
bad looking lad, but he wasn't anything sort of like would make every girl walk down the street and go, "Oh, I want a bit of you."
I was wondering if he had. If you watched Misfits, where the girl could touch someone and fall in love
Yes.
with her.
Oh yeah.
A bit different. 'Cause he wasn't
Yeah.
touching them, but I'd wondered if it was that kind of vibe. If like he doesn't know he's got a power yet, and this power is it's a silly one, obviously, but his power is
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
just attractive to
It
people. I
didn't
don't
make
know.
much sense. Yeah, it felt a bit out of place
Yeah.
because like I was thinking, mate, if you've just got a girl like that running towards you and say, "Oh, we could be together forever for a weekend,"
Well, it's
yeah,
like
all right.
like Lois said, she went, "Oh, you're a really hot girlfriend," and he's like, "Oh yeah, she is, isn't she?" Like he
Yeah.
didn't realize.
I'm
I
thinking,
don't know
mate,
if
do you
that's
need to like get an eye test?
just their way of adding like some comedy to it.
Yeah,
Just like adding some funny moments with him and
Yeah,
the girl. But yeah, who knows?
there were some funny moments with her actually. Um,
yeah.
cool. Well, that is Superman. We are out of spoilers now at 1 hour 12, so we've still got some time to go through a few things that we've been watching. Let's start. Oh, am I confused? Get crazy. Let's
You didn't
start.
even sorry, you didn't even mention your pun bit in the film with the monkeys.
Hashtag super shit.
Yeah, that was quite funny.
It's quite funny. That looks like
It reminded me of like if you're having a
It's like what
yeah.
people describe like in real life, what they
bots,
think people
basically.
are like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just see all the
It's
monkeys that typing it out. So
it's
yeah,
like if you're having a bad day at work, that's what you look like typing away as the monkey. It's like
yeah,
getting really annoyed.
I found it funny that he got most annoyed about hashtag super shit.
yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
He got annoyed
It's like
about
don't
it.
mention.
Yeah,
You know
he
I
like
don't
shut
like that.
Lois down straight away
Yeah,
about that.
Before we do go off, that not argument, but the interview at the beginning where she interviews him is really
yeah.
good. I just wish it wasn't the trailer because I'd basically seen it all. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
See,
okay.
The interviews they had between them because
Yeah.
I forgot about that, so I really enjoyed that scene.
yeah,
I
I was really looking forward to that scene, and when I got there, I was like, oh, I've heard it
yeah,
all though, most of it. It was done very well. It's just if that wasn't in the trailer at all and they'd done it, I'd been like, this is sick. Like this is a
yeah,
really good part of the film. It still is. It's
Yeah,
just I hate. It's why I hate trailers, and it's why
yeah.
I try to
yeah.
avoid
They're
Fantastic Four as much as I
always
can. But it's
they're
hard.
always hit and miss, aren't they, with traders and stuff?
Cool. Bring her back. Well, I guess we should say we're going to watch what we've been watching, and we're going to have a mini review of Bring Her Back, which has been out for some time now in the States, I believe. Um,
Yeah.
but not out here yet, actually. You got a Scream Unseen, if that's what you call it. I think in my cinema it's called something else, but I wouldn't call it Scream Unseen, is that right?
Yeah, that's
Scream.
right.
Yeah.
So
Scream
you
on
get an
scene. Yeah.
early viewing of a horror film. It comes out this week, I think.
I
Uh,
It's
I
the
think
don't
it
end of
comes
think it
out
July.
the
does.
It's
first.
very
No,
soon.
yeah, I think it
I
comes
think
out the
it's
1st
the.
of August.
Okay.
Oh, no, you sure? I thought it was
I
like the
think
26th of July.
I thought it
I
was
thought it was like
26th as
next.
well.
it
Yeah.
might be
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Either way, very soon. But we have the
Which is like
privilege of
next
being able
Monday.
to review it before it's out, technically in the UK.
Yeah.
So obviously hand it over to you two. Spoiler free, because I do want to watch it at some point. This is made by the same people that made Talk to Me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is one of
We
my favorite horror films in a very long time. I loved that film. Hate it at the same time because it's genuinely scary to me. Um, and I guess my first question here, when bring her back, is: does it live up to Talk to Me, and is it actually scary?
I haven't
You
seen
take
Talk to Me, so I
okay.
can't comment
Well,
on
I'll let
that
Stephen
side.
go first
But
then.
okay. So I mean, this was some movie and a half. One of a few times that I'm actually going to go and watch it again because I feel like it needs a second viewing. Because I feel like there was a lot of stuff that I maybe missed, so I want to get a better understanding of watching it a second time because everyone obviously has different interpretations to what they take from a movie. But when me and Andy came out, I think it's one of the few times where we were
yeah, we had a
polar
little
opposite.
debate.
We had a quite a heated debate
Wow.
on the actual meaning of
not
it.
because the film was bad.
No,
We both
on the
agreed the film
contrary.
was good.
Oh, you both.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really confused now.
So I'd say we both really enjoyed the film. Just the way that Andy interpreted it and the way that I interpret it were very, very different.
See,
I want to watch it a second time to see if I'm right or did I misinterpret in my first viewing or not. Because a lot of people
We're about to have
online have
another
been
debate now. Because it's not to do with you being right. If I knew, like if I saw that coming,
yeah.
it's not you being right just because you didn't see it coming.
No, I'm joking in that sense, but I like being right. But what I mean is that we saw it very differently. I think Talk to Me is the more superior film out of the two.
Okay.
I can't quite remember, and Andy, you might correct me on this. Like, I think I said this is giving me Talk to Me vibes, and then at the end I realised that oh shit, it's from the exact same filmmakers. But then on the other hand, I feel like I said to Andy beforehand, this is from the people who
Yeah.
made Talk to Me. So
Yeah,
maybe I
you
just
definitely
forgot
did.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I said that immediately after the screening when we came out and then realised. So Talk to Me is the more superior film, but this is really, really good. It's much more disturbing. I mean, some of the imagery in this film
Well, then talk to
is
me.
some of the yeah. There's I was sitting there thinking, why has this got an 18? And then very early on, you realise very quickly why it actually has got an 18. I don't remember it having any jump scare. I wouldn't say it's scary, but it's disturbing and it's intense. It's very, very intense.
That's what Talk to Me was to me. It was like the whole
Yeah.
time I was like, and I genuinely at the end of that film was like, man, I'm not feeling too good. Like I need to take.
Yeah,
a minute.
I had that, and I think Talk to Me. There was two moments of two jump scares that actually did make me jump.
Mhm.
But what we both agreed on is that you don't necessarily have to have jump scares to be scary. The whole overall
Yeah,
feel
I
of
prefer
it.
it when it's not. I prefer it when it's just I just
Yeah.
feel scared all the time.
And it made you feel quite uncomfortable, particularly towards its later stages. So I think on the whole, it was a really, really enjoyable movie. I'm really excited to see it second time round because I feel like there's a lot of questions I've got in my head that I can't really answer unless I watch it again. So I will be doing that when it does come out.
And a score out of 10?
It would be 8.5 out of 10.
Better than Superman. Andy?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this film as well. I sort of got, without spoiling anything, I sort of thought I like knew the storyline from like the get-go, and like what I saw, this was like the debate that me and Stephen had, was that I sort of picked up on things and thought, oh, okay, I saw from the very beginning like where they're going, just didn't know in which specific way they were going to do it.
Yeah,
where Stephen was more like there was a particular point in the film where they then showed something and that was meant to be like a plot twist, whatever. And to me, it was just like continuing on sort of thing. And that's where we had like the debate. I was like, I saw it from like the very start of the film that's where it was going and stuff.
And then I was like, well, how did you? Because that's a plot twist. Like, how the hell have you noticed that? Have you like got the early screens of the film? Like, I was like, because I generally was flawed, and then I started doubting myself, going, did I miss something? And it's funny you should mention that, because when I went to see, I can't remember. That was it. When we went to see I Know What You Did Last Summer on Friday, they did show a trailer again of Bring Her Back,
yeah,
and I was thinking, right, well, that trailer now makes the film look much more obvious than what it was. So unless I forgot the trailer, I started going, well, yeah, that now makes it much more straightforward. So like, I've got so many questions, and I quite like the film that has done it, but it's annoyed me at the same point that it's done that, because it's made me feel like an idiot. I don't like when movies make me feel like an idiot. But again, that's the whole beauty about movies, is that everyone's got a different interpretation of what they're watching. And I'll be really curious to find out when you get around to watching it, Welchie, on what you brought to it. Also, and I think Addy would agree with me on this, the performance from the main woman in the film, she is unbelievable. I thought she was in the Monkey, you know, the woman that says everybody dies. It's not. Like,
She-Hulk.
they're completely different
he thought it was she.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and I was like,
Yeah,
that is the same person. It's exactly the same person. That's to Google and realised that. No.
No, okay.
And I was like, Steven, it looks nothing like it.
No, it's that her hairstyle looked a bit similar to what it is in the Monkey. But her performance was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a really good horror film. Like Steven said, it's not a film that has, like, I don't remember any jump scares from it. But from the get-go, it's very intense. You're thinking like, what's going to happen next? One of the, I don't think this is going to be, it's like one of the characters for me. Another reason why I enjoyed it, because of my job that I do. One of the characters is blind as well. So like seeing the way that they sort of show how she manages things and seeing like if it's realistic to what actually happens in real life. Yeah, I always enjoy those sort of types of films and the way that they do the scenes, especially with like Don't Breathe.
I was going to say,
Again,
how
I like
does that compare to Don't Breathe? Obviously, Don't Breathe is more focused around that as a whole concept. But...
yeah, it added more to the horror element.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of like what's happening. And the scenes that they did show with real life stuff, I thought was very, they've obviously spoken to people to get a good idea. Yeah, they've obviously done a lot of good research on this, because there were things I was like, oh, it's cool that they've the way that they showed her using her iPhone and stuff is like the way that we like show people things, and like playing sports and other things. It was like, yeah, it was very good. They definitely had done their research on bits like that anyway, I thought. But yeah, the overall film was great, and I potentially might go watch this again as well, Stephen, with you, just to rewatch it, because it was a fun horror film, and horror films seem to be hitting the spot at the moment. So it would be good to go and watch it again, see if I missed out on anything. And I also think this film can be a bit of a mindfuck, because there's one particular scene, I won't mention obviously the details, but me and Stephen sort of walked out the cinema afterwards like, did you hear her say that? Or was like, because the way that they do it is trying to like, obviously play games
which I also think
in the film, but it was also playing games with us. And I was like, did she actually like say that, or like did we mishear that? And then it makes you rethink what if she actually done something else, if something else actually happened. So yeah, I want to go back.
Which I think added to the reason of why there was bits that for me I was like waiting for the moment, because of those mindfuck moments. So whereas like Talk to Me like is very straightforward in terms of like, this is the setup, this is what they're doing, and if I remember rightly, Talk to Me does something different in its later stages towards the end of the film that I really, really liked, where you think you know where it's ending and then it does something a bit different, and I like that. Where this bit for the entire movie, there's halfway through thinking, okay, but where actually are we going? What's actually happening with this compared to the mindfuck things that, for me, I'm desperately wanting to get that second viewing to make me feel better off myself on what did I miss, and maybe other bits that we can go, oh, we didn't even see that in the first screening. And I also think it's probably got some of the most disturbing bits of imagery that I've seen of a horror movie this year. there's one sequence which I won't mention, but even I, as
I know
someone
what
who
bit you
loves
mean.
horror, but like even for me, I was like, Jesus Christ! It was kind of getting close to sort of some of the sequences in Terrifier in terms of the level of
Wow.
gross out violence. It wasn't as bad as that, but if it carried on, it was getting to that sort of level in one particular scene. But as a horror fanatic, I was like, give me that. I love anything like that. But
Just
very,
like
very
thinking
effective.
about it is like making me like give me
Yeah, do you know
goosebumps,
what I
like
mean?
cringe
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
It's
It's
almost like there's like certain noises that I hate, and it's like when like someone uses a marker pen across the paper or open
Oh,
freezer against the ice. I hate those sort of noises, and
yeah,
like that's what those scenes do to me, like that feeling.
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We had a lady to our left, and she was having a real difficult time when those scenes were being played out. I literally see her going to like, it must be like her partner, and like imagine going, you told me this was going to be a nice little horror movie. What on earth have you brought me to? They probably had a real bad dispute or bad argument in the car on the drive home. But yeah, definitely one to watch.
yeah, this is now out of films that are already out. This and Final Destination are two that I will have to watch before the end of the year for my
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
movie of the year episode. Andy, score out of 10 for this one?
I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10.
Seven.
Same as
Seth
you.
just gave it 3.5 on Letterboxd. Andy, you got to work that scores out.
If it was the same rating, it's like it'd be an 8 out of 10 on Letterboxd.
Is it?
10 out of 10.
Is it bad that I was going to potentially give it a 9, but because it fucked with my head, I wanted to mark it down. Not that that's a bad thing, but like I said, the movie made me feel dumb. So I'm trying to lower the marks on that.
Andy, do you remember what you gave Megan? Because it's the only one I haven't put down. Megan 2. Do you remember what you gave it last time?
Can you give it a
I think I
7?
would have gave that 7. Yeah, I feel like I would have gave that 7 because it
And
wasn't. Yeah.
that leads me on to Stephen. You've been to see
Yes.
Megan
Oh
2.
yeah, watch Megan.
I
Um,
have.
I'm so curious to hear your
yeah, I
thoughts
want
on
to hear
this.
your thoughts.
I want to know
So-
the same panel. You're gonna hate
Originally,
it.
I had really low expectations from the trailer. Then Anthony went to see it and really enjoyed it. So I was sort of kind of going into it 50-50, sort of not knowing what to really expect. I have to confess, I've really enjoyed Megan 2.0.
Oh, it's 2 people who enjoyed it. I can't believe it.
I really did enjoy it. I think that yes, it's not a horror movie in any shape or form. It ain't even got one creepy moment in it. It's like an action comedy movie.
Yeah.
But it's really fun. I think I love Alison Williams as an actress. Anything that I've seen her in, she's brilliant.
Was she?
She is Katie, who is the guardian.
Oh, it's not the
No,
dog.
Katie's the Megan's obviously the doll. Katie's the kid. I can't remember her name, but like spoiler for the first movie. But Katie's parents die, and she takes her in, and she's the one that built Megan.
Okay.
She's
The
the one that's
auntie,
played by Alison
yeah.
Williams. Yeah, I can't remember her name. I
Yeah,
want
I
to
can't remember her name.
I know the kid's called Katie. Gemma. That's it. Gemma in the movie is played by Alison Williams, and she was in like Get Out. She was in another Netflix horror movie called It's escaped me. It's really annoyed me. But it's a really disturbing horror movie that goes from one place to another place. The Perfection. That's it on Netflix.
Did
so
she play
that's
the wife in Get Out?
played the
who's-
girlfriend in Get Out.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I know who you mean.
Cool.
Yeah. So she's a really, really good actress.
Mhm.
And even Katie, because she's grown up, in the 2 years. The actual cast from the original are back, and I love how it sort of is commentating on AI and the use of how that technology is, and that fact that, like for Megan, she's just really funny in the film. Like she comes out with some unbelievable one-liners, and they do essentially what we see in the trailer, sort of spoiler, what Terminator 2 did. She was the bad person in the first movie, and now she becomes a hero in the second movie. It's just really, really fun. And just something that I was really worried that it was going to lean away, from the horror to the point that it would start being really problematic. But it was a lot of fun. And I went with our other friend, and we both said that we enjoyed it much more than what we thought we were going to. So definitely one. And I think there's going to be another one. It sets up nicely for a third
What
towards its stages.
what score would you give it?
It goes 7 out of 10. I would align with Andy's score. I think that it's a fun movie.
So it hasn't done like well. I don't know what the budget was, but
Yeah.
it's done worse than Until Dawn. Until Dawn's done like 20 million better nearly.
Mm,
Which is kind of crazy considering it's
Uh,
a sequel. Like sequels
Yeah,
you
I
should think would do better, but
I think
yeah.
the main reason behind that is them
bad
going
marketing.
away from the horror element.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that you get films that the first films are horror or like action or whatever. You go into this, they've showed a trailer and sort of made it look like horror again. You go and watch it, it's like not a horror.
At least
With
they were honest
Megan, at
about it,
least
yeah.
they've showing the trailer, you can tell straight away it's not going to be a horror. It's going to
Yeah.
be that action comedy. They haven't tried to deceive you by saying, "Oh, it's another horror." You go into it and think, "Like, what the fuck? This is not horror."
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
they've like done well in that end to make sure they didn't do that.
Yeah.
But obviously, yeah, it still hit them. Obviously,
I
hit
would have
their profits and stuff.
been really angry if I hadn't known that it was going to be like what the first one was. But like for me now, if we were rating the first one podcast, I would have given that a 9, where the sequel was a 7. But for what it does it well. And again, I think like same with Superman and same with some of the other movies, I'm really connecting with characters. And if I can connect with a character, then
Yeah.
the movie is kind of 50% winning in terms of what it's trying to do. Because if I can't connect with the characters, that's when I tend to find myself just being disengaged and then lowering my score. So
Yeah.
I know some people haven't been under that same breath with Megan, and maybe because of how poor it's done, maybe they won't do a third.
They might
but-
have just like I feel like with Megan as well though, like a lot of people enjoyed the first one with it being horror. They might not have even went to watch the second one to give it a chance. Whereas I feel if they went
Yeah.
to watch it, they would have then been like, oh, actually, this is although it's gone away from the horror element, it's not as like bad as I thought it was going to be, and still enjoy
Yeah.
it. So yeah, I think that's another factor on it.
Mm.
We're an hour and a half in. You guys okay to do another like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Because obviously we did start a little bit earlier than normal. Moving away from movies for a little bit, I want to get Andy's thoughts on Daredevil because you finished Daredevil. Obviously, I finished it
Yeah.
a month or two ago now, and obviously we say Daredevil, the new Disney Plus version. What did you
Yeah.
think?
I loved it. I
Cool.
watched like the first episode like ages ago, and then because there was like so many things I was doing and other shows and stuff or movies, I didn't like get back to it. But like I can't remember what day it was, but I sat down, put it on, and I binged the last episode 2 to like 9 or 10.
9,
I
I
watched
think,
them all in a row. So I
Wow.
like completed that day. Yeah, so I just got once I started watching, I got hooked on it. Yeah, I just love Daredevil. I love the original 1 to 3. I like the whole story. The only thing I didn't like is I know you haven't seen The Punisher, Welchie, and I would definitely recommend watching it. I feel like they underpowered Frank's character a bit. Frank Castle's obviously his
In the
name
end, yeah,
in
like
there.
at the end.
Yeah, like if you watch The Punisher, he's like a sort of mental person, takes out everyone, and I feel like he just got taken down too easily in Daredevil. But I
Yeah.
don't know if he just done that on purpose. Like,
So we'll find
yeah,
out in the
it's
show probably, I guess, when they go to do that. But so I believe they're doing a Punisher show, right? A new one.
they're meant to be. I think so. Yeah. And I'm hyped for that
But
because a lot of people asking for it for ages.
You enjoyed it though, in general. That's
Yeah,
the
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was very clever because that obviously with the way it starts, you're not sure why. Are you going to watch it, Stephen? Because I don't want to.
Yeah, I am going to watch it at some point. It's on my list of shows
Okay,
to
so I
watch.
won't spoil it then. A certain person dies at the start of the show, and you don't know why. And well, you sort of think you know why. Like but then Daredevil finds out more later on, and then he starts to piece the bits together. And I really liked how they've done all of that. And I've put down on my list now to meet Charlie Cox next month at August. I'm going to book in to see him. Hopefully, yeah, I've heard he's a really nice person to meet. So Daredevil's just got me more hyped for that for
Make
sure.
sure you ask him about Expedition 33.
Oh yeah, he's in that, isn't he?
He said he only did like 4 hours of recording, and like didn't expect anything to come of it. It's become like the biggest sensation games for a long time. Did
Yeah,
you agree with me? Because if you go on certain apps and look at like ratings, the
yeah.
bank episode, there's like an old episode in a bank.
In the bank.
In a bank, yeah. It's just it's nothing really to do with the story. It's
Oh,
just in a bank.
they show off. They show off a Funko Pop. They show off Miss Marvel,
Yes,
don't they,
yes,
as a
Miss Marvel. Yeah,
Funko
yeah.
Pop? Yeah, I was like, what the
That whole
hell? That's so
episode is
random.
completely irrelevant to the show. Like you can take it out and nothing changes.
Yeah,
I love that episode so much.
I really liked it. Obviously, that was to show, like, because obviously you have the whole, like, it's not mafia, is it? Like all the gangsters
Yeah.
and people, all the different families, whatever. And obviously they've been asked to get some money, and that's their way of trying to get some money for
Oh
Kingpin or
yeah,
whoever.
yeah. Right. So that, okay, it's got
Um,
some relevance, but you could take it out.
yeah, it doesn't need to be there. But yeah, I really enjoyed that episode. I thought it was a clever episode again. It's just it added a bit of comedy with him and the like bank
Miss Marvel's dad.
supervisor. Oh, is that who it is?
Yeah, he's in Miss Marvel. He's in the Miss Marvel TV. Have you seen Miss Marvel?
No, so he's in the
Oh,
TV show.
it's her dad. It's Miss Marvel's
Oh, so
dad.
that
Yeah, and he's in the Miss Marvel film,
oh
The Marvels.
oh okay, so that makes more sense than why he was showing off a Marvel
Yeah.
Funko Pop. I just liked that he was showing off a Funko Pop. I was like, what the hell? There's a Funko Pop in a TV show. I was like, that's sick. Okay, that makes more sense now why he was showing that off.
Yeah, it's her dad.
But yeah, I thought the chemistry between those two was quite funny, and
Yeah.
that whole episode was quite good, and the way that he like solves it all at the end again, very clever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. And Kingpin was great, by the way. I don't know what's his. Is it Ray? Is his real name Ray? I can't. I might be
I don't
complete.
know. I like Kingpin. I obviously didn't watch the other ones back in the day,
Yeah,
but I did watch Hawkeye, which he comes into at the end, Kingpin,
yeah.
and I just really struggle with his voice. It does. It
But
just.
that's what I like about
I
him.
know,
Like,
but the whole time I'm thinking, just cough. It's like Sean Dyke, just cough, man. Like you sound like you need
yeah.
a really big
Nice.
cough.
I feel like
That's a great example.
I feel like that adds like more power to him, like more authority. Like when
I
he
know what you mean.
speaks, you sit and listen. You don't interrupt him. And if you loved it, well, you definitely need to go back and watch season one. Like those 3 seasons, like they're
This isn't gonna
equally
happen,
as good.
Andy.
Like
It's not gonna happen
you need to
because
watch them, though, man. They're so good.
it's
And then
time
this,
and other things.
but if you loved it so much, it's Marvel. Like this, Daredevil's better than She-Hulk, Marvels, like Miss Marvels or whatever. It's better than all of them. And then the Punisher's like equally as good. So they're like
Yeah,
2
I'd say
TV
this
shows
is
I would recommend.
this is one of the better ones they've done in the new era.
Yeah,
Behind WandaVision and Loki. I still prefer those two. Um,
yeah. WandaVision's up there. Yeah,
Stephen and Andy, you both watched I Know What You Did Last Summer. Hasn't
yes.
got a good Rotten Tomatoes score. It's actually very bad. It's like in the
No,
30s.
Yeah.
So I'm
yeah, that's
interested
crazy.
in your thoughts. How is it?
I enjoyed it. I haven't seen the first one, by the way, so I went in not watching the first 3 films. And this is a sequel to the first film. I think is that right, Stephen?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I went into it just as like a standalone film sort of way. You could obviously tell there was a lot of nostalgia in it, even without watching the first film. I got that from the trailer when they sort of made a thing of showing Jennifer Love Hewitt being in it. So I was like, straight away from the trailer, I was like, okay, she's obviously in the first film. The way that they had her turn around is like, whoa. So yeah, so I want to go back and watch the first one now after watching this. I think a lot of the reviews and why it's been sort of downgraded a bit was because it's too much like the first film. But then to me, if you like the first film, why not do more of the same? And I think it's the same with the Scream films. Like they're all very similar.
Let's
You know
not
what you're
let's
going to
not rate all
get.
the Scream films
But
crap just because they're the same as Scream 1. It's like, well, this Scream.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. So it literally is. You could put it in the same category as like Scream 5, like a requel, but a sequel to events that took place back in 1997. Obviously, I've seen both of them. So I do have a real strong connection. Funny enough, I watched before we went to see it. I Always Know What You Did Last Summer, which if we were doing ratings for that would be a 0 out of 10 because that is
shit.
the worst. That is the worst movie I've seen in about 10 years. I couldn't, because I remember the first two like vividly, but I couldn't quite remember the third one.
Worse than 28 years later, Stephen.
Oh, I said that. Yeah. I would watch 28 Years Later like all week, every week, if it meant I didn't have to watch that fucking pile of shit. Like it's set in the same universe, and like it has the same instance about a group of friends. They do something bad, and then a year later, a guy wearing a fisherman costume goes around and kills them. But it just does something unforgivable in its final stages, and it was boring and like So that was the 0 out of 10. But this was again really, really enjoyable. I had quite low expectations, really, just because of knowing what the Rotten Tomato score was and hearing some of the reviews. So I wasn't expecting anything amazing, but I found it really fun. I said to Andy, like, the kills in it are not the most original. Like, we've seen these kind of kills many, many times before. But what the movie does get props for is the aftermath. So, like, the execution and the design and sort of what the killer does once they've killed, without giving any spoilers away, was brilliant. It was really creative.
Like how the
presentation of the body.
Like,
that's
Dexter,
the word.
Like in
season 1
I
was going to say Dexter.
Yeah. The presentation, the audio. So there was one bit where they used a piece of music that I actually laughed out loud. I found it really funny. I think Andy knows exactly what I'm referring to at that point. There's a death where a piece of music then is used, and I was just laughing out loud at that. And I love the characters. Obviously, it brings back Julie Jones, which is Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, and Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, which, do you remember his name, Andy? Didn't shock it with names today.
It's like
I only saw it Friday. I can hear.
It's like Ray. Is it Ray?
Ray, that's it. Thank you. I can hear them say it. So Ray's back, and obviously they're both in the first two movies. And I mean, I did say thinking, wow, Jennifer Love Hewitt is much older than I remember, but obviously she was like 18 when she did the first.
Even obviously make sure you say spoiler beforehand.
Well, no, I won't, in case there's people out there that wants to watch it. I'll mention that in a moment. I just think it's superb how it connects to the sequel, refers back to the 1998 movie, and the ending I didn't see coming. I got baited. I think Addy did as well, where we thought we didn't know who the killer was, but then it does a twist after that, where you think the movie's going to come to an end and then something else happens, which I love. And then, which I won't spoil, I said to Andy something before the film, and then something completely different happened, and I said to Andy, I've been fucking baited. I read an article about something before.
You basically lied to me.
Yeah, I read an article about something, and then it pops up in the film, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake! So I've been baited like 3 times in that movie. But it's like the same with Scream. I never get who the killer is. I never predict that right. And the movie does something which then not only makes a lot of sense, but is a nice sort of contemporary issue to, like, if you're battling sort of what trauma does. So there's like a metaphor for what trauma can do in a horror sense. And yeah, I think it's much better than what the reviews are, the ratings are. I think it's been quite harshly reviewed. I found it a lot of fun.
Yeah, same as me. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, same as Megan.
And I'm going to go a bit higher. I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10.
Whoa, that's higher. Okay.
It was a fun horror film.
Yeah.
Like like Steven said, the kills weren't like crazy, but the presentation of kills afterwards were really fun. The storyline, trying to figure out who the killers are. I had an idea of who I thought who it might be, but then it wasn't them. Obviously they always do that thing where they make it's obvious that it might be one person, but then it's obviously not them because they've made it too obvious. So yeah, it was quite like nice trying to figure out who it is, and then I didn't get who it was. So if you watch it, it'll be interesting to see if you manage to figure out who it is. But once you finish the film and you like think back on it, it's like it makes more sense. There's
definitely
bits you can pick up on.
And it sets up another film very nicely, which I hope they do, despite the bad reviews, because there's something that happened in like a post-credit sequence that I was so excited about. Like there was a massive smile on
Oh
my
yeah.
face once it ended. So I'm hoping that we do get another one. Sometimes I always think in these kind of movies like Scream, I know what we did last summer. Sometimes one day it will be the most obvious, but you won't think that it's them.
Yeah.
One day I'm gonna get baited like that again, because I was sure that it was someone. Then I even broke the code of conduct. I was whispered to Annie. I said, "No, it wouldn't be them. It's too obvious." So one day we're going to get baited into thinking it's not the most obvious person when actually it is. But it's
Yeah.
a fun fact that the original 1997 movie was written by the screenwriter of Scream. So they are very
Very
connected.
related.
So
Yeah.
someone says like, "Oh, no, I know what you did last summer. Feels a lot like Scream." My answer always to that is, "Well, it's written by the same guy." So that's why.
Okay, well, we're coming to the end. I feel like it's just been you two talking because you two have been watching a lot. I've been doing a lot more gaming, so I'll be talking a lot more tomorrow. But one thing I have been watching, and I think you've been watching it, Stephen, is, and I don't know about you, Andy, Squid Game season 3.
Yes, I finished it.
I've got 1.5 episodes left. We're halfway through episode 5.
Oh,
So
No
yeah,
spoilers.
I'm expecting to finish. I will definitely finish it before next week's podcast.
no.
Um, all I'll say is I'm enjoying it a lot. It is fantastic again.
Yeah. What I would advise you to, it's up to you, but once you finish watching it, I would then watch the Squid Game in Conversation. They talk a lot about it, and for me and Chloe, it really helped because there were some bits in it that we were a little bit unsure of.
Yeah,
So the
there's some bits I'm
conversation,
not that sure of, so
yeah,
maybe that's a good thing.
yeah. So watching that after really helped. So we watched the first 2 episodes, and then when we came back from Southend last Sunday, we watched 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. No, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all in one go. So yeah, I'm really curious. We need to obviously all watch it before we discuss it. But yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
It's good.
As I said to you, it's not, and this is a spoiler. Episode 2 was what an episode! What an absolute
All
episode
of
that
them.
was.
It's something massive happens in all of
Yeah,
them. It's crazy.
yeah.
It's very good. It's very good. But other than that, yeah, I've not watched anything other than Superman and this. It's been more gaming for me. I know you two have got a lot of other things on your lists. I'm interested in Andy Jurassic World Rebirth. Very interested in that, but we have to do it another time.
That's
And
fine.
I'm seeing
similar to
Jurassic
you,
World
Steve.
on Tuesday
Oh, that makes
as
better
well,
sense to do it
actually.
next week anyway, then.
Because my earlier one was F1, which I can talk about next week. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
There is something I've started rewatching, and I've managed to get Beth into it. Well, we've started rewatching Dexter. Well, I've
From the
started
beginning.
rewatching it. She's watching it for the first time. Yeah, so we just started season 1 today. Watched the first 2 episodes, and
Cool.
I'm so excited to see her reactions to the ice truck killer.
And
I
and
showed
everything.
we obviously saw the bit where you see like the painted fingernails, and I took
Yeah.
a picture with the hand at the experience. I showed her the photo afterwards. She was like, "Oh, it now makes sense
Yeah.
to see that picture." But yeah, I'm really excited to see her
I
reactions
rewatched
to
that
the
this
whole
year.
season.
I think I rewatched that this year. It feels like this year.
Yeah.
I'm losing
I
track of time.
need to set myself time where I now need to get back onto the Dex train.
You two
Like,
both
Especially
need
with
to
the new
you
season.
need to rewatch Stranger Things. We haven't spoke about that. The new trailer for fucking Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so glad I rewatched that because watching that trailer the other day, I was like, this is the best thing ever. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
hyped
just so
for it.
happy.
Yeah.
I saw a thing. If you start watching it from like October,
I saw
well,
that.
there's
A
a date in
Sunday.
October.
Yeah.
If you watch one a day every day, which I might actually do, you'll then be caught up from when season 5 drops. So I might do that just so that I've got loads of stuff to watch and lots of games to play. Where if I'm watching one a day, I can do
It's
that.
manageable.
So
Yeah.
I might actually, I favourite it. I might actually start looking at doing it in that nearer the time. I'm so pumped.
I don't want any more trailers. Like, if they release any more, I'm not watching
No.
it.
No.
Like, I am done.
Yeah.
I've seen
Just go
enough.
into it now.
I'm intrigued. I'm excited.
Yeah.
No more.
Did you also actually see the leak that the final episode is going to be 3 hours long, and most of the episodes are 2 to 2.5 hours long? Which I'm
I
like,
saw it, and
yeah,
also I saw a leak of who goes vanishing in episode 3 or 2, whatever it is, because the episode was called "The Vanishing of dot dot dot."
yeah.
I've now seen the name. If that leak is true, so
I
if
see.
you don't
I
want,
don't want to see. Yeah, I don't
I
want to
haven't
see
seen
that
anything.
if
actually.
you don't want to see it, do not look because
Yeah,
it's ruined it for me, obviously.
yeah.
Oh no.
I'm going
Which
to try not to look at
it's
that.
fine. It's It could. I'm going with the fact that
It,
it's a fake leak, but
It
yeah,
could be
you're
wrong.
pretty late.
um, but yeah, super excited for that. No more trailers for me. And yeah, it's. I think we've got quite a few episodes around Stranger Things as we come up to it. It's November, right?
Up to
November, late November, I think.
Yeah, November 20. Or it'd be like the 27th because it's released in the States, I think,
Oh yeah.
first.
The other thing we
So
didn't
it'd be
speak
like,
about is Invincible has been renewed for
Oh,
season
the renew.
5
Yeah, and they're
before we
finished
wow.
get
the
season
voice
4,
acting.
and they
Yeah,
finished recording the voices for season
yeah,
5,
that's mental. I'm so
which
hyped,
means
man.
we're ready. We're
So,
ready to go. Season 4
Yeah,
must be coming in January. I'm telling you, it's coming.
oh,
yeah,
that'll be
and
a great start to the year getting a new series of Invincible. And for me, I can actually be there on
Day
the
one,
day
yeah.
that it drops. Looking
yeah,
forward to it.
it
And
won't be
did
too
you,
long in between before we get season 5 as well. After that, I don't think.
hopefully, did you see the TikTok or the video they made of it? They made a video showing
Well,
that they've done season 5.
No, I need to. Is it on the Amazon Prime like page or?
I saw it on Invincible's TikTok. They posted like an official thing,
Okay.
and obviously they showed Seth Rogen. I was like, yeah, so excited.
okay,
And
he's doing
obviously
it then.
Omni-Man actor, I can't remember his name now. They showed everyone, like everyone you want to
Well,
Yeah,
see.
like
yeah,
J. Jonah
Yeah,
Jameson.
Walton Goggins is
Yeah.
yeah,
there doing Cecil. Like I was like, this is so cool. Seeing them, they all looked excited and happy to be doing Invincible. I was like, this is like the best.
Do you know
yeah. They love it.
what's mad? I rewatched the Hateful Eight and I watched an interview with Walter Goggins, and it's mad that Cecil is basically his real voice. He's not actually putting it on, but in other
Cool.
movies, he's actually putting a different voice on.
It's
That's
different
why I didn't talk.
in Fallout. He's got a different voice, hasn't he? Because he's obviously the
Yeah, yeah,
what do they call them? The one about the nose. What they call it? They
The
call them
goal,
schools.
the goal. Yeah,
I'm excited
yeah.
for that, by the way. Fallout season 2. I'm excited
Uh,
for.
yeah. They've just released some Funko. Well, they're releasing some Funko Pops for the first season, and obviously he's got one with a chase version. So I'm excited to try and pick those up, and hopefully get to meet some of those cast members at some point in the future.
Cool. I think that's it for this week. We'll talk about other movies and stuff next week, and obviously Fantastic Four. We finally got a new Fantastic Four because
Yes.
no one talks about the last one. Um,
Add in like the bit of the Fantastic Four because that kept playing in the trailer, and now I've just got
that
that
was
in my
good.
head.
That sounded so good.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Fantastic Four.
Before we go, Andy, do you want to let people know where they can follow you?
Yes, please. So you can find us over on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. AB Collectibles or AB Collectibles 24. You can also find me on Twitch at Andy_White_07. But I've actually been so busy with films and other bits that I haven't actually done any gaming since the 24-hour streaming thing. So yeah, unless I jumped on and played some rematch with anyone, I don't think I have. But yeah, I don't know. I obviously need to complete God of War, but yeah, I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to play it because I'm just loving watching things at the moment. So
You've got like
yeah.
30 subscribers now, Andy. You need to be giving them content.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was literally thinking. I was like, I feel bad because obviously that guy gifted all those subs, and I'm like, haven't even
Disappeared.
streamed since. But yeah,
He
so I do
logs
need
on
to
every
try.
day hoping for new videos and just nothing. He's devastated.
I'm sure he's coping right, but yeah, no, I do need to do it. But yeah, that's where you can find me. Thank you very
And
much.
Stephen, where can people follow you?
Yeah, just on my TikTok at DJ Backpass. I'm going to be uploading maybe a video from my time in Southend, and with the football season coming, analysing Arsenal. I did do a video just discussing transfers, and that is coming back soon as the football season comes back shortly. So stay tuned for all things to do with Arsenal, and also on my YouTube at the same nature as well, where you can see the best bits from my 24-hour game stream, or all of it actually, because it's all up there as well. Thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks again for tuning in to the Late Night Movie Podcast. If you enjoyed the episode, give us a follow, leave a rating, and tell a friend as it goes a long way. You can follow us on all social medias with the handle at the LNG Pod, and be sure to join our Discord community using the link in the podcast description. Next week, we are, as we said earlier, reviewing Fantastic Four First Steps. Very excited for that. So that will be on the Thursday, as mentioned earlier. So not the Tuesday slot, it'll be on the Thursday slot. But look forward to that. Until then, I've been your host, Welchie, and my guests have been Andy.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure as always, and it's good to be back and excited for the gaming podcast tomorrow as well. So yeah, catch you guys later.
And Stephen.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure as always, and looking forward to getting back into the groove of these podcasts.
Thank you all for listening, and we will see you next week.